students. So, in the previous section, we had gone through the two laws of chemical combination, that is law of conservation of mass and law of constant proportion, and we had also learned the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory, which was based on atoms, isn't it? So, students, we all know that group of atoms together they will combine to form a molecule, and group of molecules together they will combine to form an element, isn't it? And students, you have seen that the elements in the periodic table, you know periodic table, isn't it? So the elements in the periodic table have been represented based on their symbols, right? But where does this idea actually came from? Who started this technique? So obviously it was John Dalton who used symbols to represent the elements in a very specific sense. But he used some kind of structures to represent the elements. But after John Dalton, there was another scientist called Berzelius. He suggested that the symbols of the elements should be made from one or two letters of the name of the element. Now, what are the structures represented by Dalton and what are kind of letters did Berzelius suggested to use for representing the symbols of the elements? So, we shall find out now. Let's see. Having identified some elements, the structures proposed by Dalton to represent the elements are: hydrogen is represented as, carbon is represented as, oxygen is represented as, nitrogen is represented as, sulfur is represented as, phosphorus is represented as, copper is represented as, silver is represented as, gold is represented as, iron is represented as, chlorine as, tin as, zinc as, and lead as. So these are the structure, students, which were proposed by John Dalton to represent the element. Now let us see for Berzelius. Berzelius suggested that some elements can be represented by the starting alphabet of its name, and the first letter of the symbol is always in uppercase. For instance, carbon can be represented as C, boron as B, oxygen as O, sulfur as S, nitrogen as N, hydrogen as H. But all the elements do not follow the same convention, and hence aluminium, it has two letters, so the second letter is no way connected to the first letter, and the second letter is always in the lower case, such that aluminium Al, and chlorine can be written as Cl, argon as Ar, beryllium Be, lithium Li. But some elements have Latin names, and there are some exceptions when writing the symbols for these elements, because the first and second letter of the Latin name is used to represent the symbol. For example, antimony, its Latin name is stibium and the symbol is Sb. Copper, Latin name is cuprum and the symbol is Cu. Gold, Latin name aurum, symbol Au. Iron, Latin name ferrum and symbol is Fe. Lead, plumbum, and the symbol is Pb. Mercury has its Latin name Hydrargyrum, and the symbol is Hg. So potassium has its Latin name Kalium, and the symbol is K. Whereas silver has the Latin name Argentum, and the symbol is Ag. Sodium has the Latin name Nitrium, and the symbol is Na. Tin has the Latin name Stannum, and the symbol used is Sn. And tungsten, its Latin name is Wolfram, and the symbol is W. So students, now we got a clear view about how the symbols are being used to represent the elements. And students, modern day symbols of the elements are based on Berzelius additions only. But nowadays there is an international federation by name IUPAC. Okay, so IUPAC, it's an international federation. So IUPAC means it's International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. Pure and Applied Chemistry. So this IUPAC means International Union of Pure and Applied Chemistry. It's an international federation, and this federation suggests the modern symbols and names of the elements. These were all the basic concepts about atoms. Now we shall move towards the molecules. So what is a molecule? We all know that molecules are nothing but group of atoms, right? But how could we define molecule in its actual term? What's the actual definition to define a molecule? Let's see. So molecules. A molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of an independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance. So a molecule, it is the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance. So you know, group of atoms, they together will combine to form a molecule, but together of those molecules, if many molecules, single molecule or many molecule, if they combine, they will make an element or they will make a compound. So and that element or that compound will have its own characteristics, and hence we can say that the characteristics of the element or the compound are based on molecules only. So whatever the characteristics a molecule has, it will be same posed on the element or a compound. Now I will show you how actually molecules will form a compound or it will form an element. So students, here you can see matter means substance are made up of atoms, and these atoms will exist in a combined state called molecules. Thus, a molecule can be defined as the smallest particle of an element or a compound that is capable of an independent existence and shows all the properties of that substance. Some elements like sodium, potassium and helium exist as single atoms, and other elements like hydrogen, oxygen exist in a combined state, thus making its own independent existence and its own properties. So students, that's about the molecules. So today accomplish your notes as soon as possible and be ready for the correction. So next class we shall see about ions. Okay, thank you.